And that's on the death of Diego Maradona, who, of course, died today at 60 years of age. Craig, it's always tough to try and do this in such a short time because there's so much to talk about when it comes to Maradona.
Because he was such a good player. I mean, that goes without saying, but, you know, it's synonymous looking back at that England game, and I'm not saying that as a Scotsman, but the World Cup in Mexico, where he scored that tremendous goal, and then there was the hand of God goal as well that has followed him around. But just his ability to play and also in what he was able to do in that era. Don't forget the laws of the game in that era were completely different. Defenders tried to kick lumps out of him and did, right? Pitches were terrible. I mean, absolutely terrible most of the time. Players wouldn't even train on them today, and yet he was able to manipulate the ball a bit like Messi does now, but without the protection of the laws, without the beautiful pitches they have now, and he was still able to produce some of the most magical moments that we'll always remember.
Jurgen Klinsmann is with us as well, who was playing in Italy during Maradona's pomp, where he led Napoli, of course, to success. Jurgen, one of the best ever.
Well, absolutely. Diego Armando Maradona was one of the best ever, and this is a very, very sad day, a very sad moment for world football. He was a genius. He was a genius on the field. Obviously, he had many problems off the field afterwards, and even during his career. But he was, for me, I mean, I admired him so often. He was, for me, an artist. He was somebody that did things that nobody else could do. And the way he led then, obviously, his Argentina to a World Cup triumph, but many moments that he lived through in Napoli made him unforgettable for everyone. He was one of the greatest ever.
Gab Marcotti, he really was a one-off.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, beyond what he achieved on the pitch, which is, as Jurgen and Craig said, is just tremendous. You know, you can imagine somebody coming along and maybe achieving something like that. I know it's hard to, but same way you can imagine somebody coming along and achieving what Pelé did or what Messi and Cristiano did. You know, we'll still be playing football 1,000 years from now. Somebody might come along and do that. But I don't know that if you take Maradona as a whole, there will ever be another Maradona. Somebody might emulate what he does on the pitch, but his charisma, his persona, the resonance that he had around the world beyond football, I can't see anybody ever matching it in the way he matched it, in the way he lived his life. And, you know, for better and often for worse, he lived his life to the fullest.
And Jurgen, you were in one of those unique situations where you got to see him not only close up, but play against him.
Yeah, and it was like getting lessons from a master artist. You know, I played a European Cup final against him. I played with Germany, Argentina in the '90 World Cup final against him, where we had to man mark him to kind of keep him under control. He was just full of creativity. He was just inventful. He was just, you never knew what he was doing the next moment. And he got so much stick. He was continuously fouled, hammered by defenders, by midfielders. So everybody was chasing him. And he always found solutions. Maradona was a genius in finding solutions on the field. The goals that he scored were so creative. It's just unique. He was just unique.
The best of his generation, Craig, without question.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt when you can carry, and that's been a criticism that some, not me, but some have had of Messi, that Maradona carried his country at times to that success. But you look back at the training grounds, the videos, the YouTube clips, the pitches, what he was brought up in, to be able to do what he did as a player under those circumstances, while every man and his dog was trying to half him in two. And I'll repeat that, the players these days have great protection with the laws of the game. He didn't have that luxury, but still was able to give us so many moments. And let's not forget the expectation that was on his shoulders for a decade plus was absolutely immense, and he was able to, for the most part, handle that.
As I mentioned at the start, it's impossible to do justice in 5 minutes. It's impossible to do justice over a whole show, but we've tried to do that. There is a special ESPN FC tribute to Diego Maradona show. Check your local listings for times there as we pay tribute to one of the greatest ever players. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.